All right. Good evening, everyone. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review where we come to you live from Mott Branch Library. What we're going to do right now is play our intro video. That way you can like, share, comment. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We'll be right back.
I must confess that that dream that I had that day has at many points turned into a nightmare. Now, the other thing that we've got to come to see now that many of us didn't see too well during the last 10 years, that is that racism
not guilty
is still alive in American society and much more widespread.
Broke his neck after Baltimore police.
A handful of protesters, a handful of criminals and thugs who...
Many in moments of anger, many in moments of deep bitterness, engage in riots. And as long as America postpones justice, we stand in the position of having these recurrences of violence and riots over and over again. Social justice and progress are the absolute guarantors of riot prevention.
Mr. Gray's death was a homicide.
The Negro was freed from the bondage of physical slavery.
The athletes marched onto a stage.
But at the same time, the nation refused to give him land to make that freedom meaningful. Freedom without land to cultivate. Freedom and famine at the same time.
And create jobs for our people.
The Negro is to be free. He must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with a pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. But I want to get the language right tonight. I want to get the language so right that everybody here will cry out, yes, I'm black, I'm proud of it, I'm black and beautiful. Individually, we are poor when you compare us with white society in America. We are poor. Collectively, we are richer than all the nations in the world with the exception of 9. That's power right there if we know how to prove it. We begin the process of building a greater economic base. And at the same time, we are putting pressure where it really hurts. We don't have to argue with anybody. We just need to go around to these stores and to these massive industries in our country. Say, God sent us by here to say to you that you're not treating his children right. We come by here to ask you to make the first item on your agenda fair treatment where God's children are concerned. Now, if you're not prepared to do that, we do have an agenda that we must follow. Our agenda calls for withdrawing economic support from you. We mean business now, and we are determined to gain our rightful place in God's world.
All right, we are back. Did I catch you putting your shirt on? We are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review, where we come to you live from Mott Branch Library. So shout out to the staff of Mott Branch that always rolls out the red, black, and green carpet whenever we show up, Jody. And This is our 10-year victory lap of CSRN, 2014. All of us came together, some of the top activists and from the activist community and protest culture, I think it's the activist culture and protest community. We came together and decided that we could do more together than just, apart. And we were doing it on our own. All right. But anyway, let's get into some introductions because we've got a dynamite guest today. You probably already saw it in the feed that we were posting earlier. I'm Brother Washington Muhammad. I'm one of the co-founders of CSRN along with Mike Leonardi and Jabril Bey. They had the idea of community solidarity, being able to just be regular people, speaking truth to power. They had said that we don't need pastors, professionals, and preachers to stand for us. We can do it ourselves. Grab yourself a bullhorn and some facts. And then they called me in later on to help plan some other things. And here we are. What am I wearing today? Today I have on my Black Voters Matters shirt. I got this from, I think, the Ohio Unity Coalition. My sister Petey was here last year talking about getting out the vote, registering, making yourself aware and educating yourself on some of the issues. I have on a pin today, Jody. I don't always wear a pin, but this is black. Like me, huh? Yeah, I'm trying. All right, I got a long way to go. If you can see all the stuff he's wearing, man, that's a lot. Man, all right. Well, I'm not trying to compete. Don't want any smoke. But today I've got on the Black Monday button. This is for October 16th, 1995. That was the year and the date of the Million Man March. I was there just a young brother in the Nation of Islam. I think I had just had my ex for maybe 4 years, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that he wanted to take 1 million men to Washington, D.C., which is unheard of because we had to pay our own way. It was on a Monday. It wasn't a Saturday or a Sunday, and nobody believed that it could happen. And we took maybe 10,000 out of Toledo, so many thousands of brothers out from Detroit and elsewhere. And that day we recognized our faults, and we wanted to atone for being poor fathers, uncles, nephews, and sons, and come back to our cities and just be better. We weren't trying to petition for Bill Clinton to do for us what we could do for ourselves. We just put it on ourselves to atone, reconcile, and get involved. And matter of fact, and I really need to move on, but one of the number one organization that Minister Farrakhan asked us to join was the NAACP. So even though I'm a member of the Nation of Islam, I've got a membership to the NAACP Toledo chapter, and I think it's expired. So you're gonna have to go in the treasury and renew my subscription. And let's see what else I've got on my beads. And as always, I'm dedicated to respecting, protecting, and defending all Black bodies, no matter the cost, no matter the gains or loss. This is the home of Black Lives Matter and justice, or else I need to throw it to Jody because I think I spent 3 minutes more than I should have. It is what it is. All right. Could you introduce yourself? What are you wearing? And then we'll get to our mission statement. You'll throw it back to me for our guiding principles. We'll take a break and come back with you know who. You already know. All right.
What's up, everybody? Jody J. Summers, child of the system, better known as Spoken Truth, the treasurer of this wonderful organization that, as you heard Mr. Brother Washington say, we are on 10 years, going for 11 and
that's
possibly
right.
A couple decades. Depends on.
Okay. All right.
At least a couple decades. I feel till I retire, hand the ball down to somebody else and everything. Okay. But we are here again in the lovely Mott Branch, which I normally don't put spoilers in beforehand, but make sure if you, hopefully, I can say this, you did register to go vote. So hopefully within the next, what do we got, 28, 27 days?
Yeah, about that.
You do go vote because here in Lucas County, the library where they roll out the red, black, and green carpet for us is also up. Make sure that the establishments like this get funding so you can come in and create
Right.
your
And
own
that's
studio.
issue 24. We put it up here. Jody let us put it up here. All right. You know
what? They can see the 24. There's a lot of glare.
That's
but
all
you
right.
just told them. So,
yeah, it's 24.
If
you
it's
know
got
what it
some
is.
glare on the screen, issue 24, there's over 30 issues, by the way, just to remind you what we do. For those of you out there that's listening and tuning in every single week, we are so grateful for you. Later on in the show, we'll do, the like, subscribe stuff. But just the fact that you come in and listen to us, because we know around this time you have kids with sports or things to do, or you're getting off your 9 to 5 and you don't want to be watching a screen. We don't want you watching a screen while you're trying to drive, especially pray for those everybody leaving Florida right now that might be stuck to their screen in traffic or just listening to a podcast. So this is the reason of why we describe ourselves, so you know what you're actually listening to. We're not NAACP and somebody of less melanation at the top leaderboard. This is actually us when we speak to you.
I don't even know what that means. Okay. So if you were going to donate, all right, let's just do the Jody disclaimer. The words of Jody don't necessarily reflect the whatever. All right. You said I was going to collect some donations later on. You just killed it. But all right. It's all good.
Well, I am that friend. Most people have to warn people or give people a little, about, but I am a big brown bear of a man that is covered in tattoos and crystals and stones and bones and artifacts from living this life freely and actually meeting people. When I started this, I was not an author, a poet, an actor, an elected official, and then all of the stuff people know me as. I was just a guy, a simple man who wanted to do more in the world than complain. And thankfully, due to dedication and some losses and learning how to suffer quietly, I've made it that far. So this is our example of, instead of taking the protest out to the street, we take the protest to you, because now everybody watches podcasts, which for my younger generation, I guess the Brother Washington's generation would have been ham radio, but now it's podcast.
Oh, you got jokes, but it's true. It was the radio. That hurt my heart, but it's true. All right.
But everybody's got a podcast, and we're just happy that you decide to spend a couple minutes with us. Maybe share, maybe send it to somebody like, hey, you need to listen to this, instead of being angry all the time, as I see most podcasts have kind of become. But how do you get to this? It's not an easy task when you are dealing with activism and grassroots organizations and people who have vastly different outlooks on the world. We could have chose to save the whales, cure cancer, or something like that, but we chose Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
And then all the other things associated to that, us being community solidarity, which means we don't fly just one banner, because we also support Palestine and a whole bunch of other organizations. But at home, how we got to that was we came up with a foundation and walls, which we call our mission statement
and the guiding principles
that make sure we never get off track. No matter how deeply we get involved into other organizations, we know where our base is. So
say that. I like that. All right. I should be writing this down. Where's my pen? I should be writing that down. I'm going to say that. That was fire. All right. Okay. All right. I see you. Okay. All right.
I think my time with politics and talking and also performing, meeting so many people, I think so many people's minds are narrowed because they never get outside their bubble. I'm inside a lot of people's bubbles, and that helps me balance myself when I feel strongly about something. But back to our mission statement and why we kind of have become an unshakable force in Toledo and surrounding areas for actually having something that's worth protesting, not just like, oh, this was on the internet and I'm going to go grab a side. There's more to it than that, especially nowadays. But we are the Community Solidarity Response Network of Toledo, formed on November 25th, 2014, the day after it was announced that the killer, a Ferguson, Missouri police officer of Michael Brown, an unarmed teenager, would not be indicted. We bring awareness to the injustices experienced by Black men, women, and children who are disproportionately murdered, attacked, provoked, and harassed by law enforcement. Police brutality has to end. We bring awareness to the fact that most often, yes, most often, police brutality goes without consequence or accountability. Police impunity has to end. We utilize the tactics of protest, civil disobedience, event disruption, and citizen advocacy to give voice to those who are otherwise voiceless. We facilitate, progressive, community-based events that help foster self-development, and we discuss measures to hold local leadership accountable, yes, accountable to their sworn duties, be they politician, clergy, law enforcement, educators, etc., etc. We want justice, equal justice under the law. We want justice applied equally to all, yes, all, regardless of class, creed, or color. For all lives to matter, Black lives, yes, Black lives must matter. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
All right, and what I'm going to do right now is facilitate the reading of our guiding principles, and maybe later on we'll get into our Black Lives Matter moment, some of those things that we've done together that really made an impact on me. But these are our guiding principles, bringing together people like Jody and others, and trying to find out, okay, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it together is extremely hard with so many strong personalities. So how do we do this without imploding? We took these guiding principles that we came upon these in 2015 at the Movement for Black Lives convening in Cleveland, Ohio. A beautiful group of young people were charting a different way of advocating for each other. And these are the CSRN guiding principles. All Black lives matter, queer Black lives, trans Black lives, formerly and presently incarcerated Black lives, poor working class Black lives, wealthy Black lives, differently able Black lives, Black men and women lives, immigrant Black lives, Black elderly and children lives. All Black lives matter and are the creators of this space. We throw no one under the bus. We rise together. Ashe?
Ashe.
And Ashe means one who changes a thing or one who makes a thing happen. Thriving instead of surviving. Our vision is based on the world we want, not the one we're currently in. We seek to transform, not simply react. We want our people to thrive, not just exist. Think beyond the possible. Ashe?
Ashe.
Experimentation and innovation must be built into our work. Embrace the best tools, practices, and tactics, and leave those behind that no longer serve us. Ashe?
Ashe.
Evaluation and assessment must be built into our culture. Critical reflection must be a part of all of our work. We learn from our mistakes and our victories. Ashe?
Ashe.
Principal struggle can exist in a positive environment. We must be honest with one another by embracing direct, loving communication. Ashe?
Ashe.
Love, self-love is practiced in every element of all we do. Love and self-love must be a driver of our work and an indicator of our success. Without this principle and without healing, we will harm each other and undermine our movement. Ashe?
Ashe.
360-degree vision. We honor past struggles and wisdom from elders. The work we do today builds the foundations of movements of tomorrow. We consider our mark on future generations. Ashe?
Ashe.
Self-care means we build resilient spaces by budgeting time, energy, and resources for healing. Self-care is a regular, consistent, and intentional and essential practice. Ashe?
Ashe.
The most directly affected people are experts at their own lives and should be in leadership at the center of our movement and telling their stories directly. Ashe?
Ashe.
Training and leadership development should be fundamental. Our movement must constantly grow and leadership must constantly multiply. Ashe.
Ashe.
Hey, Jody, we're going to take a short break. We're going to come back. We've got a dynamite guest today, Jody. So we really don't have
to go back into the producer chair.
And we really don't have to do nothing, really. All I got to say is, who are you? And it's a wrap, all right? We can really just go out. Then come back later. Hey, what I want to do today, if you don't mind, Jody, I want to play the clip of Brothers and Sisters United.
Okay.
Our sister Avis Files. If you don't know who Avis Files is, look her up. Look up Brothers and Sisters United, and whatever you can do to help that organization, we advise you do that. This is CSRN Podcast, a week in review. We'll be right back.
Pathway Incorporated Brothers United program believes that children are important. Every day we support and advocate for fathers because when children have involved fathers, the whole community thrives. The fathers that come into the Brothers United program are mostly young fathers who are primarily gang members or drug dealers or those involved in lots of trauma from the time when they were youth until now. The program has fatherhood classes, which teach you about your role as a father, the importance of being a father, healthy relationships, how to co-parent and work better together with your co-parent, and then economic stability, how to get a job, how to keep a job. It is so important for fathers to learn to take care of their children holistically, not just emotionally, not just physically, but financially as well, because children need a holistic approach.
I really just needed help with really being a better father and looking for a job to be able to support my kids.
Some of the problems I was facing when I joined Brothers United was communication with my children. Had some time apart from each other for a while, so they gave me the tools to really get back in communication with them.
Fathers will come into our program with their heads down. 2 weeks later, their heads are up. 3 weeks later, they're laughing and talking. 4 weeks later, they're building a bond. And by the time we get to 8 weeks, they're saying, hey, we want to stay here. What can we do to stay connected?
It gave me a better perspective on how to look at things from other people's point of view. You know, sometimes us as men, we get caught up in being prideful and arrogant, thinking we don't need the help. We do. And we just have to put our pride, selfishness, and arrogance to the side. And when the help is there, take it.
Hope plays the most important role in everything that we do, because we have to have hope. We have to remember that fathers are important, and we have to not only say it, but we have to live it. We have to breathe it. We have to do it. We have to convey it to everyone.
Let's get a BU Nation on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3. BU Nation!
The dads give us hope. The dads supply for us on the days when it gets hard. On the days when we've seen more violence than we ever want to see. On the days when we've lost some dads to jail or to murder, they give us hope. And so the hope that lives can change. If you invest in them, if you believe in them, then lives can change.
Brothers United changed my life, let's say, because of where I come from, what I've been through. I learned to understand it is help out there. Don't be scared to ask for it. If you don't reach, you can't grab. That's it.
They made me more employable, more desirable by employers, which in turn helped me provide for my family and provide for my children and my grandchild. So it makes me a better man, a better father, and a better example.
It showed me like how to be better to my kids, so I went and got custody of my son. My son been with me for a couple months now. So they showed me how to be a better parent all around, just a better man, period.
Initially, I didn't know that it could change men's lives. I didn't know that fathers could change. But it's amazing to me when fathers come back a year later, 2 years later, and tell us thank you. Or they'll make a Facebook post and say, look at what I'm doing now. It's amazing to me about the level of work that we've been able to do and the lives that we've changed in just a short period of time. And the fathers who come back and say, thank you, I needed you, and you were there.
Shout out to Brothers United, man.
All right, we are back. This is the CSRN podcast, our weekend review. We come to you live from my branch library. Big shout out to Jody Summers. You can find him on Rapper's Delight magazine for the next couple of weeks. We're going to put that up. Just wanted to say that so that he's our treasurer, and we need him to give us some more money so we can get some more goodies in the studio. So if I mention him, hopefully he'll, do what I need him to do. All right, family. One of our CSRN traditions is every time we have a guest, we ask them who they are, what they're wearing, and what are we talking about today? So, hey, let's get it. Who are you? What are you wearing? And what are we talking about today?
Well, I am Dr. Brittany Jones. I am currently your at-large Toledo City Council person. I was appointed in February of 2024, and I am a scholaractivist. I always say that, scholar activist. I'll get more into that as we go along. And I'm just everywhere. I do really anything that can better our community, better our just livelihood. That is really what I stand for. And so what I'm wearing, well, if you're like a fashionista on a budget,
that's right.
You know, so this blazer here, very goldenrod, I would say.
Okay.
Right? You know, this came from Macy's online on sale. So you got to get that app real quick.
All right.
I'm wearing a button that says Black Voters Matter.
Okay, it's matching my shirt.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. So it is appropriate because today is the first day for early vote.
That's right.
So get out there, cast your vote. If you can, it's running all the way until November 3rd, but it is important. This is an important election. So please exercise that right. And I am wearing I don't know what, grayish sweater, you know, and then the surprise is, you know, kind of bling bling.
Oh, okay.
Shoulder, you know.
What? Okay, all right. All right. I wasn't ready. All right. I could have worn the same thing, but all right. That would have made it odd. All right. I think Jody would have stopped me at the door.
Like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. Hey, look, we trying to get viewers, Jody. What do you want? All right. You said you needed 10,000 subscribers, but
right.
You know, what are we talking about today?
Well, I really just want to start putting myself out there as a first-time politician.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, being appointed February of 2024, this is really a brand new environment for me. And so really getting involved, getting my face out there because I am here to work for you, to make that change. So this is the opportunity to really get to know me.
All right. Well, this is the perfect place to be. All right. What made you want to throw your hat in the ring to be selected to, I guess, to finish out one of the terms? What was it that made you want to be involved like this?
Truthfully, like I said, I've been involved in the community, just community works, community organizations for, I can't even remember. I was the community baby. Through my parents, you know, they were very involved in the community. They put us into a lot of organizations, a lot of initiatives. So I was kind of born to be within this realm. And at first, I really wasn't for politics. I was aware of them. I was, just aware of the issues. My household was very political. My mom, if you know her and talk to her, she is all CNN, MSNBC all day in the house, everywhere. Right. So it wasn't like I was just completely closed off, but just seeing myself within politics wasn't something that I was really striving for at that time. So the work that I was doing was, again, really just to improve what we were doing and how we're living. So I was approached.
Okay.
Once the positions were opening, I was one of 37 applicants to throw my hat in the ring. I really had to go back and forth, just seeing how that would, is this where I want to go for my career? Is this something that would affect my family? Because at that time, I'm the mother of a 2-year-old.
Right.
So that definitely takes a toll as far as how you would do that balance. And I know we're going to talk about that later. But
absolutely.
A lot of things that I had to consider. And then, of course, being in the public light.
Yeah.
I have no problem being in the public light because I've done a lot of speaking and things like that. So that's not an issue. But in this capacity, it's completely different. So I said, let me just take a chance.
Okay.
37 applicants, if I am chosen, then it was meant for me. It was something that was meant for my journey. So do all the work that I had to do as far as talking to everyone and really weighing the options, showed up on city council, and I won in the first round.
That was,
in the first round.
Yeah. I think that you may have been one of the few people that I knew before you had the doctor. All right, you was just Brittany. All right,
exactly.
Man, and to see you evolve and be the type of person that you are, and still you though. All right, you still you. I switch up on you in a second. All right, I'm like, Jody, do I know you? All right. Yeah, do I know you? Yeah, but
like, I'm too famous.
You have not right. You have not changed, and so all right. We have it on the screen. Dr. Brittany Jones for Toledo City Council at large. What does it mean? What's the difference between at large and being a council person for a particular district?
Well, with district, you are within certain boundaries of neighborhoods. So we have 6 districts, and they all are bounded by major streets and things of that nature. So at large, I'm over the whole city. So I can take on very broad issues, but I still keep in mind of how it would affect the individual neighborhoods as well. So that is literally the difference between the two.
Well, I had no idea. All right. Jody owes me $5 for that. All right.
You all bet.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so what's been some of your the challenges of balancing life and representing the city like this? What's been some of the challenges for you being in that political environment?
I would definitely say, like I said, putting myself out there, really being available for those who would need that input, who would need to talk, attending meetings, having calls. Of course, campaigning, that is a whole different thing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That takes up a lot of time. So that is really what kind of, I wouldn't say shocked me, but it really, I wasn't necessarily prepared too much for that because of just the schedule. Like I said, I have a young child.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I was working full time, and I say was because I just resigned. So I had to really choose with that.
Okay.
Just to focus on the political career. And those are some of the decisions that you have to make. And then also, of course, just life. How do you balance it? Because I'm still involved. I'm actually chairing a lot of organizations as far as statewide stuff.
Right.
So balancing that and just trying to volunteer. And so it's just a lot that is on your plate. Now, how I'm getting through that, I would say definitely my village.
Okay.
Definitely that support system. My husband is definitely supportive of that, taking over a lot of duties when it comes to the
that's
little
right.
one.
That's right. That's right.
There you go, dads.
What's his name?
Justin.
Justin, brother, thank you. Thank you for sharing Dr. Jones with us. And also thank you for handling your chores. All right. I know what that's like. All right. But thank you, brother. She is a gem in our city. We will not let anything happen to her. We will pull up just as quick as you would, all right, to handle our business. And that brings me to the next question we wanted to ask. How are you being received?
I feel that I'm being received pretty well.
Okay.
Just being out there, and it, like I said, it helps as far because I've been in the community and the relationships that I've fostered and being like available and volunteering a lot. So people were actually surprised. They were like, I did not know that you're on city council. I didn't know you were even interested. I said, well, I wasn't talking about it that much.
Yeah.
And it just literally fell into my lap. So I am humble and grateful to be in this position. It's for a reason. That's how I'm taking it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's for a reason.
When I saw your name, when I saw the list of names that they were considering, to myself, I'm like, oh, she's kind of like one of us. I really don't think so. I think they'll pick one of the people that's, look, Toledo politics is like musical chairs. You hardly get a Brittany Jones, and when I saw that was an option, I was surprised and also relieved. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
Let's see. What has been some of the learning curves, some of the things that being a council person at large that you learned that you didn't know before?
Basically, just how things are presented, how things are passed within council. Basically, that bureaucratic process.
Okay.
The meetings that it takes, how many times that you have to talk about it, the research behind it.
Yeah.
Any past legislation that may affect this. Why is this coming? Who is presenting it? Who is supporting it? So it's a lot that comes with that on top of just the standard regulation of just being a city council person. So making sure that you're present, meeting with all the department heads. That was one of the first things that I had to do was just meet all of the city department heads, see what they do. It was a lot of information, and it was like a packed 2 weeks of just back-to-back meetings. Now, mind you, this is on top of me working full time.
Right.
So in terms of trying to balance that. And then what also shocked me is that not a lot of people use Zoom anymore.
Okay.
Everybody wants to meet in person. And that has been very difficult because I'm used to Zoom meetings because I can just do it on the go.
Yeah.
I don't have to be sitting there.
I could be on mute with my camera off.
Exactly.
All right.
But I'm still listening. Not
Okay,
to
all right.
if
my job is watching, hey, I am there.
Right.
I am there. All right. I am there. Oh,
So
Lord.
that was something that was really surprising to me. And of course, just the relationships. What is the history?
Yeah.
And of the council people of just how things are. So it was a lot of just learning all of that in, like I said, the 2 weeks, because then I jumped into different legislation that was being presented.
Right. Hey, family, if you're viewing this podcast, if you're from the Toledo area, if you're from Toledo, we really need you to do us a solid by voting for Dr. Brittany Jones, Toledo City Council at large. She's been a friend of ours even before she had that at large name. She's been a friend, and
Before
she's
doctor.
before doctor, right. What is that? BD before doctor, right? So she's always been involved. Her family's always been involved. And if there's some issues that we need to address, we can always look to Brittany to let us know, hey, look, are we right there with this, or, are we too far? Is this something reasonable that we could show up and advocate for, or, because like you said, there's a lot of moving parts, and sometimes my opinion may not be based on enough information that we can always go, well, let's ask Brittany. She'll tell us if we need to pop up there or, or chill on this one. All right. All right. We can always come back another time. All right. So we need you to get out and vote. We need you to register. We don't necessarily ask you to vote for things, but we do want you to vote for issue 24. Yes. Yeah, we want you to vote for issue 24. We want you to vote for Dr. Brittany Jones. Yes. No, why? Because she came here. All right, that's why she came here. She came here. Screenshot you. We've got the Retain Dr. Brittany Jones screenshot in the bottom right corner. You can screenshot that. Go to her Facebook page. Share some of the things that she wants. Share that, because this is part of activism too. And activism isn't always when we show up with the signs and the bullhorn. That's just a part of a lift, Brittany, because depending on how important it is and depending on how much feedback that we've got will determine our lips. So we might just have emails. All right, we'll start there, or we'll start with
calm, and then
if you keep not listening to it, all right. Well, we got more gears. We got more gears. All right, just because we start with an email, or just because we get Anika to call with a really nice voice, that don't mean that's our only thing. But so that's one of the things that I'm proud of you, that we can. We do have someone that we can talk to. We do have someone that can let us know what we need to know, so that we can affect change. All right. Lastly, if someone wants to contact your campaign and assist in any way, how do they do that?
Well, I finally have my website live. So it is Brittany, and I say Brittany because, Brittany is spelled so many different ways.
Oh, okay.
So it's BRITTANY, the number 4, Toledo.com.
Okay.
So that is my main website.
Okay, we're gonna go to that.
I see you going. I
got Brittany for Toledo. Man, I'm so glad that I listened to some of the younger activists tell me about how to do things different now. All right, and I'm like, man, because I never wanted to change. I'm like, back in my day, we used the ham radio, like Jody said. All right, but now things are different. Here, I wanna see if I can share that screen. All right, let's see. Let's do it.
And on this website, you can see my pillars, what I'm trying to strive for. You can donate. You can sign up for volunteering. Really, and reach out to me, email me, anything that just to get in contact with me. My social media handles are on there as well. So this is the largest way in order for you to get in contact with me.
Okay, well, I'm trying to find out right now, Jody, how okay, here we go.
You just had
well, okay, all right. Hey, all right, they say you can't teach old folks
you got it.
New tricks. All right, let me go through your website right now.
Go right ahead.
All right, empower citizens to better their communities and themselves. She says, hi, I'm Brittany Jones. Okay, Toledo City Council at large. This is an awesome picture too.
Thank you.
All right.
Shout out to Amber Bird.
All right. Hey, we need to hook up with her because CSRN, Jody, CSRN needs another website. All right.
You should.
Okay. Oh, you know. Oh, okay. You know what, Jody? While we're talking to you off camera, no one can hear what you say. So I'm just sitting here like duh. All right. Wow. This is awesome.
Yes.
This is awesome.
Team
all right.
Together.
Oh, wow. This is dynamite. Hey, family, vote for Brittany. She has a dynamite website. That's why too. All right.
Okay.
That's why.
You know what? That's the marketing of that.
That's why.
Again, that's one of the things I'm learning too within the whole realm.
Yeah, absolutely. This is awesome.
Yes.
You were a 20 under 40 nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was a Black Lives Matter.
I was about to say that.
I was not ready. Yes. Oh man, yes.
I still remember that. That was the whole award ceremony.
Absolutely.
And that beautiful box. I still have it. With all the goodies.
Absolutely.
I still have that box.
Absolutely. Man.
Are you serious? Right. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that, right?
Oh man, this is a dynamite. Okay. All right. We got some of the frequently asked questions, so you don't have to waste time listening to me. You can just go to the website, all right, and do it yourself.
Right there.
Okay. Now, here's the word that I'm looking at: scalactivist. All right.
What is it? Why?
Yeah. What is it and why? And since you said it first, obviously I can't call myself that now. But anyway, all right.
Okay. It's blending together scholar and activist. So the reason also why I got my PhD is because I feel that just data research, education is basically empowerment towards certain movements, initiatives, because it is backed up by solid evidence.
Wow.
So I want my research. So my passion is really into food systems.
Okay.
Especially when it comes to our neighborhood.
That's what's up.
And so how can we better that? How can we be self-sustainable? And Jody heard this already on, what was it, Sunday. Heard it on Sunday. So when I was talking about food, yes. Power Tour. So shout out to them too.
Okay.
Reinvest Toledo. But with that, I really want that to just inform people. And like I said, that can better empower them to make those decisions, to be strategic in what they need to do in order to get things done. So that is why I call myself a scalactivist.
Okay. And the numbers here, 419-855-2285. If you want to call and get involved. Or you can email at friends for Brittany Jones.
Friends of Brittany
Jones. Jody. Okay. Sometimes you say, just make it bigger. All right. Friends of Brittany Jones. All right. All right. Friends of Brittany Jones. All right. At gmail.com.
Yes. I'm always on my phone. The email, text is the best way to get to me at times. So that I would definitely suggest that.
That's awesome.
See, you understand. All
right. So before we leave, I wanted to ask about self-care, to kind of get into this, because being a mom, being a wife, city council member at large, which is kind of like, hey, you the mayor. You know, there's that. What is it that is it Charter 9? What is that on the ballot? Issue 9. So that people can vote their lives away. Is that what it is? Is that what you told? Is that what you told me to say, Jody? All right. Is that what you told me to say? If you want the mayor to have another term, all right, to do it again, is that what you wanted me to say? All right.
Now,
all
hold
right.
on. It was clarified on your last show. It wasn't for just him, though. It was just to extend the mayoral term limit.
Which has never been brought up before.
It hasn't, and that's the other thing too.
Okay, so for the sake of sake, Daniel did process that for us, but Jody gave me the things to say anyway. All right, so. But anyway, what we do want you to vote for, we do want you to vote for Dr. Brittany Jones for Toledo City Council at large. We want you to vote for issue 24 for the library, and vote your conscience. We see what's happening, and for me being a part of the political landscape, we need to refresh, because at one point there was, if it wasn't a Coleman, it was an Ashford. If it wasn't an Ashford, it was a Brown. If it wasn't a Brown, it was a Finkbeiner. If it wasn't a Finkbeiner, it was another Finkbeiner. All right. If it wasn't a Finkbeiner, he was always there. All right. Right. He was always there. So I look, let's hit the refresh. All right. Do what you want to for issue 9. Issue 9. I'm voting no for it. Because I know better, and I think that we need, every once in a while, we really need some new blood. We really need some new ideas, and I know that at one point we get stuck, and there's some things happening that we have to do different. So consider that. All right, really consider that. All right. Did we talk about self-care?
No,
all right, because okay.
That was your self-care for mental.
Oh yes. And y'all know where to find me, right? When we're done, I'll be in the parking lot. I'm wearing a Ink Truth hat. It's red. I've got all absolutely. No, they'll be poorly disappointed pulling up on Jody. All right. I'll be like, I'll call the ambulance again, Jody. All right, yep. They'll come and get them. All right, so and one of the things that we do, part of the protest community and activist culture, is find some healthy ways to pull back. All right, and those healthy ways don't consist of unsafe practices that could be overindulgence in alcohol, the use of illegal drugs, overusing prescription drugs, or any other unhealthy habit. All right. We have to be able to pull back without, harming ourselves. So for you, what is it that you do that can bring you back balance?
I have to be transparent. I have not been very good with that.
Okay.
And it's mainly because just mom stuff. So let's say before motherhood, I used to walk in the park. I love nature. So being out in nature, exercising. I did kickboxing. I did meditation. I, did yoga. So really just anything to move my body. Reading, writing. That was actually, I was a journalist major. So writing is kind of my outlet as well. So fast forward now. At this point, it's just trying to find any time.
Okay. All right.
Any time where I can just sit. But I still like to go out into nature. So at this time, walks with my daughter, walks with my husband and daughter, and our dog, just going through the neighborhood. I'm getting back into getting, my nails done because I didn't used to do that. And that was just my time, at least for an hour or two, where I can just focus on myself, and did the whole shebang. Still trying to read, but now I watch documentaries. That's really something that I'm into. And the unhealthy habit as far as scrolling TikTok and Twitter, but I still get informed. The algorithm isn't trash. It's not that. I'm still informed. Just any time that I can definitely just have a moment and just step back, that I have to snatch it when I can.
Would you be willing to come back and keep us informed on what's happening on city council so that we can share good information to everyone. All right. And let's see. Once again, it's friends of Brittany Jones at gmail.com and BrittanyForToledo.com. That's the website. Vote to retain Dr. Brittany Jones, Toledo City Council at large. Thank you. Thank you. This is what's up.
It's been fun. Like I love podcasts. So
all right.
Being on this side, I'm loving it.
That's what's up. And we're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and top some loose ends, some of the things that we've been involved in the community, some of the things that we're doing right now, and some of the things that we got coming up in the future. This is the CSRN podcast, our week in review. We'll be right back.
Canal. En esta hermosísima ciudad de Orlando.
I'm here in Barranquilla, Colombia, and in sunny Miami. Daytona Beach, mis amigos, that's where we're at today.
Desde la ciudad de Cartagena, Colombia.
We are in Orlando right now, here in Florida.
I'm Helene Sheets, Director of Marketing and Communications at beautiful Lourdes University, and we've been a proud sponsor and supporter of Voces Latinas TV for over a decade. It has been a fantastic partnership. It's been our doorway into the Latino community. We've met so many incredible people, created so many partnerships. Our students absolutely love the connections we've made through Voces Latinas TV, and we're looking forward to at least another decade, 2 decades.
All right, we are back. Hey, where is my hat? My head is shining in the light. It is glaring me. So we're back.
Changed in between the commercial break.
Yeah, nobody told me. All right, I just got a lot cooler. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is CSRN Podcast, our weekend review. Big shout out to Dr. Jones, Dr. Brittany Jones, Toledo City Council at large. Jody always tells us, hey, listen, we really don't endorse people. But I said, hey, Jody, but it's Dr. Brittany, it's Dr. Jones. He's like, okay, well, it really didn't take you long. Anyway, it didn't take you right. Don't know.
Throw some Halloween candy over there.
Right. That's right. It's right. Bet. So yeah, we want you to get out to vote. It's early voting, and if you're going to vote for anyone, let's vote for Dr. Brittany Jones, Toledo City Council at large. Everybody else, vote your conscience. Regarding that, and also vote for the library, issue 24. Why? Because I'm in the library. Why? Because I'm using their Wi-Fi. All right, that's why. All right,
and because the library is not dead, no matter what society tells you through social media and digital platforms, the library is a beautiful place to grow. One day, if all the power cuts out or something, you got books. Books are forever, no matter how they try to ban them and burn them or anything. Knowledge that is gained through literature is the most potent. I'm a great proponent of that, no matter the fact that I do have 20 books. My first book started here at the library. So yeah, libraries, LeVar Burton time.
all right. I cannot get my hat together. I had my hat together before the break, but man, look like I'm going fishing. So we're gonna just keep it. We'll just keep it right there. Hey, listen, Jody, I wanted to top some loose ends. We're on the close to 7 o'clock, and we really respect everyone's time. I wanted to talk about, what was I looking at on the internet? I'm going to bring this up, and you tell me what it is. Let's see. It is something called the Power Tour. I've been seeing a lot about that in the community, and I kind of see your name everywhere. Anyway, not that I'm hating, not that I'm jealous or envious. Just let me sprinkle a little bit on there. But I see you everywhere. I see you doing so many things. Okay, what is the Power Tour? I see the cast. I see the date, Saturday the 12th. All right. What's the Power Tour, and why should people know?
All right. Well, it's kind of like a collective of entertainers and musicians. Well, vocalists. So musicians, I keep saying musicians, vocalists and poets and community members. This is actually our last week. We have had 4 tour dates. We had 2 back in September, and these are actually, this Saturday is our final one, possibly maybe taking it on tour or doing some other locations, even after voting is done, because, this is something that happens every year, not just political presidential years, but a way for people to understand the dynamic of what voting is versus who you're supposed to vote for, where it's not a candidate thing, it's a community thing. So I think Amelia and Sade and Brittany Moore, the other Brittany that was in the room Sunday, who we've had on the show several times, and one of the people really involved, her and Adam McGuire, that got me into politics and not really off the protest line, but more into how to change laws, how to be involved past angry sign and maybe some impact. But yeah, it's a way. There's artwork from students and from us. So if you want to see some artwork, if you want to have a chance to go into the Collingwood Art Center, which is one of our historic art centers that may or may not be haunted before they put up all the Halloween stuff that I'm pretty sure they may be doing. But it's free. All you gotta do is register on a link. Our last 3 shows have pretty much been sold out. We've had a little bit of everybody in there from the community. We've had Montrese Terry from City Park League host and several other hosts. We've had Lexi from the Collingwood Art Center. She hosted. I got to get the name of the last host because it's not quite locked into my brain, but shout out to Unbound Artist and Audrey.
That's Audrey Johnson.
Yep. As you see there on the list of sponsors stuff.
Audrey.
If we do another one, I'll go try and get a CSRN logo on there too. But it's been great working with everybody, the cast and crew. I've known everybody for years. LJ is amazing. He's kind of like our youngest member, vocalist and stuff, but all the other poets, Sandra and Joe, are local. It's not like we went out of town or to DC to grab some scholars and stuff. We just went home because at the end, just like I say in my poem, because I get to do a piece called Knock Knock, which doesn't get too much slam time or performance time because people's like, did he just spend this 5 minutes telling me about voting? Yes, I did. But they don't know that because, when I start performing, sometimes people get lost in the voice. But it's a good way to engage with the community. I'm not sure how I'm going to do my intro this week, but last week I did the whole point everybody out in the audience and stuff that I met over the years. So a good way to come together with people that are involved past their keyboards, I guess you could say. Come see the artwork. And I know this last show, we're doing the final curtain call, and I made sure to let Latoya and Sandra, the names in my head, to bring their books. So it's kind of like an unofficial, official book signing as well. If you haven't gotten them online or anything, you can meet us, get an autograph. My autographs and pictures are free. I can't speak for them, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't charge you for anything like that. But yeah.
Hey, okay. All right. Also, I wanted to ask you about, I picked up a Rapper's Delight magazine today. All right. You autographed it.
Yep.
So it's mine. I'm glad that you didn't let Dr. Jones pick it up and walk away with it like you let him walk away with all the other good stuff.
You know, I will never let down the person that came in and stole one of our plaques.
Well, I think you gave it. You gave it. You allowed it to just walk up out of here.
It wasn't implied that the gifts are a certain specific thing. If you
all
ever
right.
come
Okay.
in,
All right. I'm gonna let you go with that.
But it's okay because now has a happy home within the community. I'm sure if they ever come back, they'll be like, "Oh,
give it back." All right. All right. So what is Rapper's Delight? How did you get picked to be on the front page, and why should people pick this magazine up and check it out?
Well, unfortunately, 2 days after it was put out, I think, what was it? The last week. Because last week we also had the Mural Fest and all of that stuff. So 2 days after it was put out, it's gone. So I'm in the process of actually back ordering some more. But Terry Scott, great woman.
Well, shout out to Terry,
who's been doing the magazine forever. And, you know, I might be not on the front page, but somewhere in the next issue. But it's our, I guess, version of what would have been the source, because now everything's digital.
Right.
Unless you go in the stores and stuff, which is places I don't visit no more. So I don't have knowledge on that. But there's a lot of artists in there. Find out some stuff is from the cover you saw. There was some stuff about the Blueface girl stuff person, Krishan. Yeah. So that person was on there. But other stuff in music and entertainment. And
glad to know that. All right. So I can run out and get one.
You know, some people are, they may want to, but I'm happy to be the first poet to grace the cover, which this year has been a lot of year first. Of course, the African American Festival and Mural Fest and some other stuff I got coming down the pipeline. So I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I can't do the first again. And also the point of art is also to inspire people and not move aside, but I've done it already. I don't need to go back 13-time champion every year and stuff like that. But yeah,
wouldn't hurt. But okay, all right,
it wouldn't hurt. But
that's why we're telling people to vote no on, was it issue 9? Because you want another term as to be the best spoken word, but you like, hey, look, maybe I'm gonna let somebody else get it.
Sometimes you can't be Ross Perot.
Okay,
but that tells my age right there. But no, in all honesty with that, and in voting and stuff, because even though I am party orientated to a degree, I'm also people and community orientated. So if it fits you, if you are one of those red hat people and stuff like that, I'm not going to tell you not to vote. That's my view on it. As long as change happens, as long as you feel you're doing the best for your community, people need to get out. They need to get out. If new people need to get in, put them in. Because at the end of the day, come November 6th, if you didn't do what you were supposed to do on the 5th, I don't want to hear a word out of your mouth. And I actually got a poem about that, but that's later on. But yeah, it's how they see you. The more and more I've gotten into politics and knowing stuff, we don't see you if you don't show up. You don't vote, you don't fill out the surveys, you don't do stuff. You can scream online and Facebook all you want, but that's not really changing stuff on your block. That's not, because it's like Brittany was saying, it's a lot of meetings, it's a lot of committees, it's a lot of, well, this person wasn't here this week, so we meet next month. And that's the real work of it getting done.
I like just standing on the block yelling. all right. So you put a duty on me. All right. I see you. All right. And listen, what were some of the things that you saw in the community so far that that's coming up, or things that you've been involved with? And I've got a couple of things, and then we're going to do some. We're going to pay some bills and get ready for 5 minutes of heat.
Yep, 5 minutes of heat. And I think I'm going to do knock. I don't know.
All right, let's go. No, let's go, man.
That should be fun.
Let's go.
But Yeah, so there was a lot of stuff. First off, still want to give, hopefully everybody in Florida is all right and has gotten out or gotten to shelter safely. I know the news is very confusing with FEMA and the funding that has been talked about and stuff, because this is the middle of hurricane season. There is literally one right behind this one. So
all right.
Don't be the stubborn person sitting on your porch shooting a shotgun. Lord, man. I watch too many memes. But again, don't be that person on the porch with a shotgun screaming at the tornado, or tropical storm, hurricane, whatever it is, about go away, get to shelter, stay safe. The world will be there when you come back. So that's my thoughts on that. And things that were going on here in Toledo, I'm looking at my past events. There was the re-election campaign finish line fundraiser at Michael's Bar and Grill. I believe that was Katie. No,
Nolene?
Joe McNamara.
Okay.
Katie, I believe, was last week.
Okay.
But, just some stuff on that. The 3rd annual Tatum's Town Porch Fest was Sunday, October 6th, and that was with a good friend of mine. We performed at several things, Mr. Mike Williams on sax. So hopefully that all went well. The 17th anniversary Lifeline Community Dinner at 438 Floyd Street. Shout out to Steve North. The 40th Pastoral Anniversary Celebration at the Toledo Museum of Art was Saturday. Pastor Timothy Clark. So whoever
I know him.
up there.
We did some interfaith stuff together. I didn't mean to call it stuff, but you know what we did, Pastor Timmy. All right. Okay, all right. We're gonna log off now, and then we're gonna come back. But we worked with Pastor Tim on PEX. That was a community a community program that coordinated with I think Toledo Police to find different ways to affect change in the community. And Pastor Tim was one of them. And that's what we were doing.
Somebody's going to put this show on YouTube.
That's okay. All right. So finally 10,000
subscribe.
Finally 100,000 views. All right.
So Thursday, October 3rd was the comedy night at Toll House. Shout out to Cool Keith and having comedy shows here. I know he does free shows as well on the lawn. Still, that might change as the weather's changing. But in that event, there was a whole bunch of things. David Ross, which we all know him as Gutter Dave, no matter how much he wants to use his public name. Gutter Dave and O'Shea Arts had an art exhibit. So I believe that's going on for a couple months. You can check my page. It was beautifully done. There was also my old caseworker from many years ago, Carla. She was retiring. So it makes me feel super old that she retired, and that was so long ago that I left the foster care system. Floyd Street Tree Nursery open house at 419 Floyd. And that brings me up to this coming up week. For those of you that are into the open mic and poetry scene, I believe we might have another Poetry and Soul this month. I'm waiting on Kay Renee to release the date for that. But our current Monday open mic that has been going on at Arnie's is postponed until the 21st. So if you are looking for us, we are not doing poetry on the patio. See, got me earlier. Poetry on the patio till the 21st. There is the sip and paint that's going on. Check out Sunkiss's page for that and all the things upcoming. Let's see. Uncloistered Poetry is this Saturday at 4 p.m. at the Attic. We're not going to be at the Peacock, so if you wanted to come out to that. Movie night at Castello Tierra, which is a candle maker and a whole bunch of stuff in Toledo. That is going to be at 5223 Hill Street. Brunch So Hard this Sunday at Toll House for Hispanic Heritage Month. Indigenous People Day is going to be October 16th at the Glass Pavilion. And that is some of the things. I believe we'll be back before all of the things happen. But that's some of the things going on in the community.
You got a lot of stuff on your phone, too. We could be here forever. All right.
That we could. If I went outside of Toledo to like Chicago and New York, but we want to stay local, stay home. Make sure to remind you for all the people that's like, oh, Toledo's boring. You haven't been nowhere yet. thing is, everything doesn't involve drinks and partying. If you really want to be involved, I know Sonia has always got something going on at the community garden, and there's lots of other grassroots. Make sure you check out the Frederick Douglass Center. I believe the East Toledo, which is my ward and precinct and all of that stuff, is trying to do more. I saw something over there on the east side for the family center. And then of course the Glass City River Rock has its thing where we meet, where we was trying to save Sacred Heart, which I believe we did. I'm not sure. But one other acknowledgement that I do want to make, because I saw it in the news, shout out to City Council for not letting themselves be bullied by the Mr. HBC concerts, or whatever he was, that said he had so many connections, then failed and all the stuff, messed up Juneteenth and stuff. So shout out to them for not bending or buckling. And hopefully, I haven't seen the update, but I might get the update off air for the next concert series that will be bigger and better and full of Toledo love.
All right. Hey, you mentioned the Frederick Douglass, and we're getting close to Kwanzaa time in the Toledo Kwanzaa House. We had met yesterday to talk about, Kwanzaa 24, 25. We will be at the Doug, and our Kwanzaa word for today is umoja. That means unity, and it's defined to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. So be on the lookout for more things regarding Kwanzaa coming up. And we try to have our Kwanzaa word of the day throughout the year. We just don't want to just do that from after Christmas and before New Year's. Hey, what I wanted to put forth was also in November 2nd, CSRN is partnering with the ACLU of Ohio, and we're going to have the Lucas County Action Team, Power of Ohio Supreme Court. This is going to be at the Kent Branch Library from 11 a.m. to 12:30. We're going to have a light brunch too. And shout out to Malekte of the ACLU Ohio, headquartered in Cleveland, put this together. We're going to have Rochelle is catering. Rochelle is catering. Rochelle is catering. CSRN is one of the sponsors. I'm going to be speaking on the need for us to get involved. We pay a lot of attention to national politics, not realizing what we're letting go within our own state. So come on out, be a part of that. It'll be a good look. Also, Jody, I don't know if you knew this, but yesterday is also a national Black holiday. That was the birth anniversary of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And some people say, well, Brother Washington, well, look, people love Cadillac. I mean, I said this because from Elijah Muhammad, you wouldn't have had a Malcolm X. You wouldn't have had a Muhammad Ali. You wouldn't have a Minister Farrakhan. You wouldn't have a Dr. Khaled. You wouldn't have an Imam Warpdeen. And how can someone say, well, I like Eldorados, but I don't like Cadillac? I like Coupe de Villes, but I don't like Cadillac. I like Escalade, but I don't like Cadillac. Well, Elijah Muhammad was the teacher of all of them. All right. So even me, if you like me, you got to like the teacher. All right. And yesterday was his birthday. And matter of fact, October 7th was supposed to be the day of the Million Man March. But somehow in Washington, D.C., the 7th of October, 1995 was already booked. So Minister Farrakhan had to settle on the 16th. And on the screen right there is the shot of the Million Man March. And I was there, real short story, up until October 16th. Everyone was saying that, well, if you guys go, you guys are going to be bombed. There's going to be gunshots. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. That had to be the most peaceful day I've ever seen. And even though I'm thinking about it right now, it's been nearly 30 years. I kind of choke up because that's when Brother Washington was born. All right. That made me realize that, hey, look, we can no longer count on celebrities, speakers, charismatic leaders. It's us. And that day I came back, I got my Brother Washington on, and And it's been on, ever since. So it was the Million Man March that really made me who I am today, and also made me realize that unity and uniformity is two different things. Unity means that we don't have to wear the same thing. We don't have to go to the same club. We don't have to go to the same church, mosque, temple, whatever. If we agree that Dr. Brittany Jones is the one to vote for, then we can come together on that. After that, after we get her back in to be retained, you go do whatever you're doing. All right. Now, uniformity is something that I did at McDonald's. We all wore the same uniform. All right. So that's something that we don't want. We don't want everybody wearing the same thing, being at the same place at the same time. And that's what the Million Man March taught me. So I have a more universal approach. Everybody don't have to believe what I believe and get down how I get down, but it's bigger than me. And that's what the Million Man March taught me. And that's why this Sunday at 2 p.m. at Muhammad's Mosque number 91, we're located in Brown in Nebraska. Are y'all still open? Yeah, we're still open, but we're open on our meeting days. It's not a bookstore anymore. COVID took care of everything. No, we don't sell fish anymore. COVID took care of everything. But on Sunday, we're having the Holy Day of Atonement. We're going to have our webcast, our national webcast with the the national assistant to Minister Farrakhan, our brother, student minister Ishmael Muhammad. And lastly, Jody, the topic is going to be who of the presidential candidates can save the lives of the people of America from the wrath of God. Something's happening now.
Right.
And something is happening. And, sooner or later, America is going to have to answer for some things. And whoever we select for president is going to have to not only handle things from a physical perspective, it's a spiritual thing too. All right. These hurricanes just ain't showing up because it's hurricane season. They ain't just, no. So America hangs in a balance, and we need to be able to, we'll be talking about that. I don't want to get too much because we'll be here to 8:30. So having said that, what I want to do right now is let's pay some bills, Jody.
Yep.
If you like what we do, what do we want you to do? To subscribe, like, share, and comment. Man, come on, subscribe to I sound like I was begging. I said, man,
hey, you get on YouTube, that's all you
get. All right. First, the Pastor Tim thing. All right, that is, man, we have 1 million subscribers. Black men crying, yeah. The black men begging, absolutely. Subscribe to our YouTube page, and if you want to support what we do, man, follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify. As soon as Jody starts posting on X, formerly known as Twitter, he says he won't do it. So I guess I'm going to have to do that. So follow us on all of those social media platforms. If you want to support us via Cash App. That's the cash tag, CSRN 419. PayPal is CSRN 419. We do have some Black Lives Matter signs. I'm going to start posting them out now that they got the Toledo Public School signs out, and I don't see anybody taking those signs up. I'll put my signs right by them. And also we have our defund Toledo PD signs. So people say, well, what do you mean? I think that we can come together whenever there's a time that we believe that the Toledo police are advocating for something that the community doesn't need. We can show up and say, hey, look, we don't think you need this. We think you guys got enough already. All right. So come and get your sign. Be one of the first on your block to have that. Jody, I think that we've done everything that we could have possibly done. So now it's the time for 5 minutes of heat. And what does that mean? 5 minutes of heat is the way that we close out a meeting. If we were meeting in public, outside of virtual, we would have someone have a moment of creative expression to close us out. And for the last, I guess, 10 years, we've counted on you, Jody, all right, to be that 5 minutes heat. So what do you have for us today?
So as people can see, me scrolling and stuff, I've stole many poems, almost 7,000. And I was looking for, and this is why I got to start publishing the rest of these books and stuff, because I can remember kind of the title, but not the other stuff. So next show, I'm going to do the one that starts off, if you don't want to vote, I don't want to hear a word out your throat, not a whimper, not a whisper, but I can't find it right now.
Okay.
So hopefully it didn't get deleted. I know with all the new restrictions and stuff like that, a lot of things are being taken down. But so if you are unable to make it this Saturday, which I hope to see your face in the audience, this is that one piece that I did while canvassing for like 3-4 years of getting people to get out the vote with a super PAC. I believe it was called, what was that?
Was it Citizen United?
No, it wasn't Citizen United. It was For Our Future. For Our Future. So shout out to the people that I met through there, and some of them are still in Toledo doing other boards. I believe one of my friends works with Sonia.
I thought you were saying other bull. I'm like, all right.
You know, politics and stuff like that, super PACs. But I explained enough of that. Knock, knock. But yeah, so this piece was really birthed through that. After I finished the piece called Knock, Knock, I went back and through 7 communities in Toledo, including city council. So it's probably somewhere in their records. I gave them artwork of what that visual representation of going through doors and stuff that you don't see. I know, unfortunately, that is a temporary job. So a lot of people that were out there with billboard or signs and stuff
Clipboards,
start disappearing. But this is what it looks like from that end, which is interesting because 2020 and stuff, we didn't have none of that. People were not knocking on doors. So hopefully it takes you back. And if you're out there, hopefully it gives you some solace that it's okay, no matter how many slam doors you get in your face. So knock, knock. Let's begin. Peace. I canvass doors, yes, I canvass doors to convince people to vote. Not for who, not for anybody, not to tell you what you should do, but to voice your opinion, tell how you really feel about your community, and be accountable for you. It's data collection at that point. But as I walk through the different neighborhoods and talk to the people behind the doors, there's a connection being made, a bond between me and you. Something deeper than the bond you make with the box you check when you decide who you want to represent you. As I see the shape of the streets, the community memories you leave on your porch, outlined in creaky steps and spider webs, laced with creative door knockers and broken bells, stamped with no soliciting and please ring the bell and come to the back door. Yes, come to the back door, but bring nothing to sell. I hope to meet the creative individual that has, oh, so many stories to tell. Knock, knock, ring, ring. I have nothing to sell. Are you there? I thought I saw the curtain move. Maybe they have a pet. Knock, knock, ring, ring. I am just here to help. I canvass doors to convince people to vote. Not for who, not for anybody, not to tell you what you should do, but to voice your opinion, tell how you really feel about your community, and be accountable, yes, accountable for you. I almost got bit by a dog today, and I've had 5 doors, yes, 5 doors slammed in my face. None of this, no, none of this will discourage me because I am here to save the human race. You will not convince me that there's no better tomorrow because you can't get past today. Rain, sun, wind, miles of unanswered doors, and get the off my porch will not keep me away from telling you how to use your voice. I canvass doors to convince people to vote. Not for who, not for anybody, not to tell you what you should do, but to voice your opinion, tell how you really feel about your community, and be accountable. It's accountable for you. Hello, my name is Jody. Can I ask you a few questions? Yes, just a few questions that just might save you. In peace.
And as always, we snap our fingers. Once again, Jody, thank you, brother. And And as always, Jody, all lives can't matter until what?
Black lives matter.
And black lives can't matter until
all black lives matter.
Justice or else?
Yeah.
Peace.